And we do want to thank Leo Ornduff on the bugle for the call of race number 1. Thank you, Leo. Good to see you and Joanne out at the harness races here this afternoon. Horseman, parade your horses for race 1. Also a reminder, you can stop down. Concession stand is open. Pick up some good food and cold drinks as we get set to go with a field of 6 2-year-old Iowa registered on the trot filly division. Owen Nestle Construction sponsoring race number 1. Got a field of 6. All have made lifetime starts. Number 1 horse getting ready to start for the 5th time. Omaha Storm Chaser will be 2nd lifetime start. Helen's Fantasy also getting ready to go 4th start. Carmel Kate 3rd start. Icy Promise 3rd start. And Fast Track Trixie 3rd lifetime start. You know, last night I watched races, and there was a horse that raced here in Iowa. Actually made its 300th career start last night. It was pretty impressive to see a 300 starts. Yeah, post parade for race number 1. Got to make its way down in front of the grandstand. And if you've been watching out at the Meadowlands, they've been going blistering. They tied the world record 146. 146 in a pace. All right, post parade for race 1. Horse number 1. Top batting average with Chad Svensson. Horse number 2, Omaha Storm Chaser with Paul Hostetler. Horse number 3, Helen's Fantasy with Adam Hauser. Horse number 4, Carmel Kate with Jason Telfer. Horse number 5, Icy Promise with Elvin Zimmerman. And horse number 6, Fast Track Trixie with Royal Roland. That is your field of 6 2-year-olds on the trot filly division. We get set to go and taking a look at some of the breeding here. We have an Airman Batten, a Stormin Norman, a Wilson Wyoming, a Don Boss Vita, an Ice Machine, and a McDuffie. Airman Batten standing over in Kelowna. Stormin Norman. Do not know where Stormin Norman stands. Wilson, Wyoming, and Seymour, Iowa. Don Boss Vita, also in Iowa. Ice Machine up in the state of Minnesota, and McDuffie used to stand here in the state of Iowa, now stands in the state of Pennsylvania. Yes, McDuffie in the state of Pennsylvania. That starter, Lisa Peters, set up over at the quarter pole. A field of 6 2-year-old on the trot, filly division. We'll score 5 on the gate. The 6 horse will come out of that back tier, can come out of the back tier at any post position, 6 through 10. Can follow any horse off the starting gate because there is nobody else in that back tier. If they are the 6 and the 7, they do have to come out behind the 1 and the 2. As we get set to go, gate is rolling. Lisa Peters, our official starter, Grinnell, Iowa, and driver Lyle Miller picking them up. Got our diehard barn help and owners and trainers on the fence over in the turns 3 and 4 area. Also do have several fans underneath the shade trees getting ready to watch the start of race number 1. Also, hopefully you got that pick 10 turned in. We'll give you the 10th race. If you can pick all 9, they'll write you a check for $1,500. Yeah, $1,500. Good money if you can pick all of them as we get set to go. Icy Promise getting a little bit rough gated, not liking the starting gate, and here we go off and trotty. It's the 1 horse top batting average in Helen's Fantasy. Battle for the top down into turns 1 and 2, and top batting average is off stride. Out on top, it's Helen's Fantasy. Omaha Storm Chaser races 2nd. In 3rd, Carmel Kate. Also off stride is Fast Track Trixie. Down the backside for the first time, it is Helen's Fantasy. Helen's Fantasy out on top. Racing second is Omaha Storm Chaser. In third, Carmel Kate. Racing fourth is Icy Promise. In fifth, Top Batting Average. 35 and 1/5, 35 and 1. Your opening first quarter. Out on top, it's Helen's Fantasy. Helen's Fantasy out on top, racing on the front end, racing second, and getting a little bit rough gated there, but still on the trot is Omaha Storm Chaser. Now, Icy Promise up to try to battle for third. And to the inside is Carmel Cake. You've got a horse race for third. Out on top, it's Helen's Fantasy. The Wilson, Wyoming Trotting Filly out on top. Now the battle for second. Icy Promise up to battle as they come to the half. 108 and 3/5, 108 and 3. It is Helen's Fantasy. Racing second. It is Elvin Zimmerman with Icy Promise. And Top Batting Average now up to take over third after the early break. And racing fourth is Carmel Kate. And fifth is Omaha Storm Chaser. And sixth is Fast Track Trixie. Down the backside, they head to the three-quarter pole. Out on top, it is Helen's Fantasy. Taking them to the three-quarter pole. 141 and 4/5, 141 and 4. Helen's Fantasy. Icy Promise races second. And third is Top Batting Average. In fourth is Carmel Kate. Racing fifth, Omaha Storm Chaser. And Fast Track Trixie rounds out the field. Off stride is Top Batting Average. As they turn for home, it's Helen's Fantasy. The Fantasy out on top. Picked up the Sire Stakes earlier. The Wilson, Wyoming filly picking up the win with Adam Hauser. Second, Icy Promise with Elvin Zimmerman. Third, Carmel Kate with Jason Telber. Fourth, we'll go to Omaha Storm Chaser with Paul Hostetler. Fifth, Top Batting Average with Chad Svensson. And off stride is Fast Track Trixie with Royal Roland. Will take the sixth spot. 213 and 1/5. 141 and 1/5 on the three quarters. So we had 35 and 1 to the quarter, the half and 108 and 3/5, three quarters and 141 and 1. The mile 213 and 1/5 for Helen's Fantasy. That will be a new lifetime mark by 2 seconds. Trotted 215 and 1 here at Watch Here for the Sire Stakes. And picking up another win, Helen's Fantasy, 213 and 1/5. Helen's Fantasy owned by Kara C. Hauser, Hardy, Iowa. Adam Hauser trains and drives this Wilson, Wyoming sired filly out of Broadway Hall mare, Holly Helen, breeder Harvey C. Byler, Seymour, Iowa. And official results for race 1. Horse number 1, Top Average, was 5th. Horse number 2, Omaha Storm Chaser, 4th. Horse number 3, Helen's Fantasy, your winner. Horse number 4, Carmel Kate, was 3rd. Horse number 5, Icy Promise, was 2nd. And horse number 6, Fast Track Trixie, was 6th. Top down, 5, 4, 1, 3, 2, 6 on the bottom. Helen's Fantasy into the winner's circle. Helen's Fantasy picking up the win. That makes 4 starts with 2 wins and 2/3. Helen's Fantasy, the only other sibling to ever race. He's a Wilson. He's a Wilson. And unfortunately, the Broadway Hall mare had a yearling stud colt and lost it in the pasture. So Helen's Fantasy, 4 starts, 2 wins, 2/3. Wilson, Wyoming, sired Helen's Fantasy.